G'day everyone, welcome back to ECI TV. It's just me and Gary today.
Playing around and just looking at a few products and a couple of world results and yeah, just general chit chat.
Yeah.
Quite easy, lay back.
Let's get straight into it, Gary.
We're coming from the warehouse and the workshop at the moment.
Oh yeah, so
relocation.
We're live from ECI headquarters, aren't we?
That's it. Live?
You're not live.
I'm half dead.
You're half dead.
It's been a big week, so. But yeah.
So let's start talking about the World Championships over in Glasgow.
Awesome. What an event. Crazy.
So at least you couldn't complain about the live stream for this one. We had, over a week of live streaming from Glasgow.
And it was so professional. It was brilliant to watch. It was so good. I actually ended up watching quite a bit of it and didn't take a lot of it in. So I sort of sit as a bit of a zombie in my recliner when I'm watching it. But yeah, the actual coverage was fantastic. The way they did it was really, really good. So one thing I did notice is when, and I'm probably jumping forward, but with the finals, it just pumped through. Like the last day, the elites. Yep. I couldn't believe it. Like I was expecting to be sitting there for 4 hours or whatever watching it. I don't know. It was like an hour and a half. It just seemed like it was all over and done with. They seemed to pump through it so quick.
Yeah.
That was brilliant. For us that have got an interest in BMX, you can be captivated for a while. But for just your general public looking in, to see it go so quick, it maintains their interest and they enjoy the sport more by doing it that way rather than dragging it out. So I found that very exciting. Out of the whole lot, it was just those elite finals on that last day was just great to watch.
So getting onto that about the finals going through quickly and making it sort of probably more mainstream, consumable.
Yeah.
I was annoyed a little bit that I managed to watch everything up until that point on YouTube, but then I had to watch SBS On Demand.
Yep.
And being able to watch it on SBS On Demand was great. And there'll be people who do actually stumble across it and they get to, watch some of the racing as well. So fingers crossed with BMX being in the Olympics for so long, it's actually managed to be in the mainstream enough for people to think, well, I'd rather watch this than some foreign movie or whatever on SBS.
Subtitles. I think it just gives it real credibility. Like, okay, watching on YouTube, all the lead up.
Yeah.
But to me, the fact that it went to SBS On Demand, I thought, how good's that?
Yeah.
That to me was a real tick. I thought that was good. It gave it a lot of credibility and that it's hitting that bigger market almost. Because there are a lot of sporting, especially cycling people, enthusiasts, that follow SBS On Demand because they do cover a lot of cycling. So
I really enjoyed the commentary too. The commentary team are really good. So Rich Eames does a great job. I can't remember who he was joined by. One of the White brothers. I think it was the one that wasn't racing. Trey.
They still around.
Trey? Yeah. So Kai was racing.
They've given up flying. Sorry.
Now
you're trying to be serious.
And I really do hope that Rich gets the job of commentating the World Championships because, not the Worlds, the Olympics, because we've really been let down quite a bit over the years with Olympic commentary.
Yeah. No, it was good. Everything was good. It was just, as we spoke about in the previous episodes, just disappointing that we didn't have more representation in the male elite. Bodie did a great job. But not to have those additional bodies. You look at something like the French that just dominated as far as I'm concerned, and they have 5 in the final?
5 in the final, 3 in the top 3.
That's insane, and we've got one
So that's
rider.
one thing we were talking about, strength in numbers.
Yeah.
You throw one guy in there and all your eggs in one basket. Yep. It's disappointing, isn't it? But we can complain as much as we like. Bodie did an awesome job.
Yep.
I actually thought that Michael Bias might get a bit further along. He made the semis last year, and it just shows how tough the elite men's field is.
Yeah.
When you see Joris, who was probably the favourite, come third.
Yeah, I'd sort of picked him almost. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Romain Maheu, who won it, deserved race.
Gotcha.
He's a powerhouse, that guy, and for a lot of people, he might have come out of nowhere, but he's been there for a long time and pushing, and does a good job. That guy, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, definitely.
It was surprising not to see more Americans in amongst it. They seem to disappear quite quickly in the eliminations.
Could be a lot different next time.
Yeah, it could be.
Rock Hill.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's just another example of strength in numbers, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, Glasgow's not that far from Paris, and I think they had 8 riders in the elite men's field alone, and our team was just more than 8 across all classes.
Crazy. Speaking of that, did you want to quickly go through the results?
Let's go through the results. So the women did an awesome job.
They did, actually. It was incredible. To get 2 finalists was fantastic in the elites.
Yeah, and Sienna Pell had a rough start to her campaign with a bit of a crash, but she was lucky to get back up and running. Did you see the crash?
No.
So the 2 bikes locked together, and they were there for quite a little while. Felt like a minute, but they're trying to pull the bikes apart.
Oh, serious?
And Sienna, I think she managed to get on the track, and the other girl that she crashed with, who I think was a Brit, had problems with her bike, so she couldn't complete the lap. So Sienna was lucky there. Getting to the final, I think she had lane 8, so she came from out wide. And I honestly thought Taya Rufus might have more of a chance of getting in the top 3, but Sienna rode a brilliant race and finished just short of a win and finished with second. And Taya managed to get 4th, which is good because, I mean, they're the only 2 girls in the junior elite, and to both make it in the top 4 was pretty
100%
amazing.
success.
So it was not 100% success, but quite a lot. In the junior men, what were your thoughts on that, Gary?
I thought Josh Jolly was going to go further. I thought he was a bit stiff. To go out in the semis, fantastic result, really. But the way he was riding, I thought he was going to be in the final.
Yeah.
I think there's still a lot to come from Josh because, we all know he's a great rider, nice kid, and he's got the skill level and everything like that, and the support of his family and everyone else that they do go to a lot of race meetings. So he's well experienced in that sort of pressure because they do race overseas so much. So I think he'll do extremely well next year.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought he would have been there, but anyway, yeah.
Oh, he was definitely there. It's just that one race where he didn't manage to get through. Sneaky little rider. I mean, he wasn't that far off making the main. He was just there in 5th place and not far off. And like you said, he's getting a lot of experience racing in the States. And, in 12 months' time, he's going to be unbeatable.
Yeah.
He's getting pretty close to that point now. So the other junior men were Noah Elton. He's also been doing a little bit of racing over in the States. So you can see that, he's not scared by a whole bunch of Europeans surrounding him and taking over the track. But Thomas Tucker, who we haven't seen a lot of in the last couple of years, actually.
It has been funny, hasn't it? Because he was just everywhere all the time. And then it's quietened off a little bit. A fantastic rider and still a big, big future. But, it's... he has sort of dropped off a little bit. Maybe he's found another interest for a little while.
Well, being a teenage boy.
Yeah, exactly.
So he got to the 8th finals, and I'm sure for Tommy, who's won a whole lot of world championships, I think it was 8 as an amateur, I'm sure that's just going to push him to try harder and prove himself a bit more. In the men's under 23, that was pretty amazing to watch. I'd normally tune out a little bit for men's under 23, but to see Oliver Moran, who was in there, who we use as a little bit of a poster boy. If you go to our YouTube channel, he's having a bit of fun with Jack Davis. So if he's watching ECITV, we have to watch him. So he got as far as the semi, and he did look very good. So racing in Europe for the last, I don't know, must be 6 to 12 months, has obviously helped him along a lot, quite a lot. So it'd be interesting to see. I think he must be getting to the top end of the under 23s. He must be about the 22-year-old, 21-year-old mark.
Yep.
So it'd be interesting to see where he goes in the future. Jesse Asmus, you couldn't miss him on his pink crisp.
I was going to say he stood out.
But also, I mean, the results, it was going amazing. So for him to finish 4th at the World Championships, he'd have to be pretty proud of himself. But I'm sure he's another one of those riders that'll think that 4th isn't quite good enough and push hard again for next year.
Yeah.
Matty Tidswell, who we'd seen a former national champion in the junior elite men, he's done some really good things. Could only pull off an 8th final result at at the World. So
just goes to show the level of competition, doesn't it?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of those European guys, as a teenager, they look like fully grown adults.
Oh, yeah.
And Matty's not the biggest guy around, so give him a couple of years and I'm sure he'll prove himself again. The elite women was pretty amazing to watch.
Great to watch.
I think early in the piece, Saya kind of set herself up as a favourite. So to actually make the final, she made it look easy. Same as Lauren, showed a lot of experience and just sort of looked very casual on the track, just making her way through, ticking the boxes.
Yep.
When it came to the final, they were battling out for 4th and 5th, but unfortunately Lauren got caught up a little bit in that last corner and finished 6th.
Yep.
So, congratulations to Saya and Lauren. And like we mentioned before, Bodie and the elite men getting as far as the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
He's got a lot to prove, Bodie, A
lot of pressure. I mean, to be the only Australian male elite as rider there, you must be feeling that pressure for sure. Yeah. I think we covered that last episode, but yeah, it's and that's I suppose what Cycling Australia's got to look at too. That they might only want to put one rider in, but the pressure they put on that rider, it's hard for them to then perform. Yeah. So you almost do need to spread that so they can share it a bit. So
it'd be interesting to see what Oz Cycling do with Bodie in the future. It'd be nice to see him represent Australia again very shortly. What have we got? The Worlds and the Olympics next year, all the World Cup races. So.
There's a lot of big races coming up.
Yeah, so I think with Isaac being out, a lot of pressure on Bodie to
Who knows
score
how
points.
long too?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a real unknown sort of quantity that it could be. And, you come back, you're a little bit gun shy too. I mean, it's going to take him a while, not just to get back to racing, but to get back to the confidence and everything that you would have in your body to be able to perform at that level. So it could be a long road.
Could you imagine trying to train for a sport like BMX? It's not like you're running 100 metres. There's a whole lot of luck that comes into it. It could be a crosswind like we saw at MacArthur.
Oh, yeah, MacArthur,
It could be that someone in front of you crashes and it takes you out.
It could be a slight misjudgment in practice or in racing
something
or
you
anything.
Just can't train for.
There's not many sports like that. I mean, I know Formula One and VR supercars and everything, but there's just so many variables in BMX racing that there's a lot of luck involved in it, obviously. So
the Glasgow track didn't look easy at all.
No.
I mean, those guys make it look easy, but then when you saw some of the quality of the amateurs that were crashing left, right, and centre, just in the last 2 straights, which were the smaller straights, it just makes you wonder.
Yeah, it was definitely good to watch. Very, very much so.
Yeah. So what have you done now that there's no World Championships to watch for a whole week? You've been catching up on your sleep?
Yeah, getting my boat ready to go fishing.
Oh, there you go.
But that's my passion, my love. So this is my job. It has been a passion for a long time though, BMX. So but So apart from that, just busy in the warehouse and still trying to settle into the new place. So there's a lot of work here to do. But it is what it is. Another 6 months. We'll probably have an open house in 6 months or something. So if anyone's interested, we can put on a barbecue, some pizzas and beer, and everyone come and have a look at the place. But
inflatable pool,
inflatable jelly pool. But it's a work in progress at the moment. So we seem to be tripping over things and trying to find them and everything. So that's going to take a while to settle in. So that's been taking up a lot of time, like I said, and we've been busy. So post Worlds, it was funny actually. You're sort of a little bit quiet leading up to the Worlds, which you can understand. But post Worlds and the fact that we've got so much local racing coming up very soon, that states and nationals and everything. All of a sudden everyone wants everything done and it's a bit hectic. So
I'm starting to feel like I'm in the wrong part of the world. There's so many fun events coming up in the States right now. Frogtown, the old school kind of downhill race that's coming up. There's a sugarcane bike fest. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Yep.
More of a kind of a skills kind of fun day that's coming up. and there was a couple, Grands, obviously.
Yeah,
It's less than
Grands.
100 days away.
I think you mentioned before we started filming that you can't believe that all of a sudden everyone's talking about Grands because it seems like you've only just got back, you know. It's a funny thing. I've spoken to a fair few people that are going to the Grands this year, and I might even end up jumping on a plane myself because, I felt like I've missed out the last few years, and it is a great event.
Yep.
We've spoken about it many times. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, it does seem like it's come around awfully quick. There has been a lot happening over since the Grands last year, so that's probably why it's come around so fast.
There is another event that always catches my eye when it's on. Have you heard of the...
BSX? No.
Well, that's even after the Grand, so I wasn't going to mention that. No, the TRA BMX double cross. Have you seen that?
No.
It's like a BSX on steroids.
Oh,
You've
okay.
got bigger jumps. Even one of the jumps, you jump onto the roof of a shed, jump back off it.
How cool.
It's sort of halfway between my track and a pro straight kind of thing you would see at Shepparton, for example.
Almost sounds like the freestyle version, a race version of the Toast Jam or something like that, where they have all these crazy obstacles. That
They're mostly
ride around.
freestylers that race it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Bit of a different gate setup to what you would normally see, but fun-looking race in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So that's not too far away as well. I've covered a little bit of that on Ultra over the years.
Right. So speaking of BSX, how's it all going?
I haven't done a lot.
No.
I need to get back on the BMX wagon a little bit and keep pushing it.
Yeah.
I've been talking to more sponsors, but nothing new is locked in. I was just put on hold for a little bit.
Yeah.
I definitely need to get stuck back into that. So much paperwork to go through and so many people to organise.
That's what a lot of people don't understand. Like the organisation of it, or organising of it, is one thing, but all the paperwork and volunteers and everything, or coordinating all that, it'd be a massive
You'd
job.
think the paperwork would be easier after doing it for 18 years
18
already.
years, yeah.
But the Shire or the council tend to
Change things?
Yeah, and move the goalposts every single year. Oh, you've sent this in, that's great. What about these 6 things? It's like, what?
Oh my God!
Oh, we got a Dozer.
Look
We'll
at
have
the
to-
catches dragged in.
We'll have to find another chair.
So we've had a couple of things come in from Profile, just a little bit of product news. We've got some of the new old school hats that have come in, which are red with white rear.
They were limited to only about 26.
Look, honestly, I had a feeling there was like 25 manufactured.
Yep.
I boldly put in an order for like 24 and I think I received like 15.
Oh, right.
So there were literally, there were like 24 manufactured for the world market. And
You got 60%?
I reckon I grabbed 10 or 15 of them or something. So yeah, very limited, but they are in stock and on the website.
They're gone.
I tried that one
blah,
on,
blah,
it
blah.
fits big heads.
It
fits
does
my
fit
head.
big heads.
It does.
Oh, that's
I've got
okay.
one.
Not that there's anything wrong with little heads, but big heads are fine. It came. Also, what happened is these turned up as well, which are pretty cool. So they're the. I knew I'd forget this. The Profile Circuit. No, Circuit. Well, what are they called?
Oh,
Circuit racing. Circuit. Well, whatever. Anyway, so they're in.
It shows off their heritage, obviously.
The cool thing about it is it's a pretty hot rod little car with a couple of BMX bikes on the back, which just shows the Profile heritage of where they came from.
That's his original car.
Is that what it is?
That's his
With a couple of BMX bikes strapped on the back of it?
And he still has that car.
So they're in a couple of plain tees. That's a coloured one, grey with black print, which is upside down, but not now. And they've also done a baseball tee. So basically what that is, white with black sleeves, still a T-shirt, not a 3/4, that you'd think would be a baseball tee, but it's just a normal tee, white T-shirt with black sleeves, so it looks a bit baseballish. So there's those in a real good range of sizes too.
Up to triple XL.
Up to triple XL for all us older.
Rotund gentlemen.
Yeah.
Where girth matters.
Yes, that's right.
I got all 3 and I do have the triple XL.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
And they
Very
fit
good.
quite
And fit good?
Yeah, it fits good. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's not many options normally with triple XLs for a lot of T-shirt manufacturers, so it's good that they did. And I presume because it is a retro type, a nod to history, that they thought a lot of those people have probably spread a little bit over the years, and that's why they manufacture them in a triple XL as well. So
The COVID diet.
yeah, that's it.
The lockdown diet.
So yeah, they're in stock at the moment. So yeah, jump on the site or go to your dealer or whatever and see what you can come up with. So, did you want to jump to your chainring?
So I have been testing this new product from Dane Designs. It's a sprocket. You can see that. Let's see on this camera. It's very thick. It's got a threaded. The chainring bolts are threaded. And this one actually is, what do you call them? Narrow. So every second tooth skinny and the other ones are fat. Can you see that?
What's that for?
Fat skinny.
So we're fat, and this is fat skinny. So I can see that.
It comes from mountain biking, and the idea is for it to help the chain jump on.
But why would you do that for a single speed?
He's not going to do that for racing. That was just a prototype.
Oh,
He's actually just going to do standard, but the theory is it would help your alignment of the chain. So if it was slightly out of alignment, it wouldn't try to derail.
Right, okay.
But I've found it to run perfectly smooth. I've been using it for about 3 or 4 weeks. We've done club races.
To look at that, wouldn't he? Paul would love to look at that.
But
Noxie, yeah.
You know,
I mean, I understand that logic in mountain bike chain rings and everything when you've got triples or doubles.
Just to run smoother.
Yeah.
And obviously that's fat skinny setup is only good when you got an even number of teeth. And BMXs often run, 47s, 45s, 43s, 39s. So it doesn't quite work anyway. But when he goes into production, he's talking about it won't be fat skinny, it'll just be a standard.
Skinny.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
But very nice, come in black.
But this is a prototype, isn't it?
That's
so
a
they're
prototype.
not in manufacturing at the
No
moment.
production yet.
Or pricing or anything?
No, I think he's still looking at all of that.
Yeah.
So I just whipped that off my bike this morning.
Okay. Very cool.
I'm sure you've got something else there for us, Gary.
Well, I've got the same.
You've got the same?
Yeah, I've got the same.
Another sprocket.
Same but different.
Same but different. I mean, we've done the same thing for a lot of years. Rennen chain rings, which are been around for a fair while and threaded. The only reason I've pulled this out is simply because they've been out of stock for a while. So we've been able to secure, I think I've got 170 or something in yesterday. So yeah, they're back in stock with threaded and non-threaded options in 4-bolt or in 5-bolt in a threaded option. We only got black in because that's the most popular. We do carry other colours, but at the moment we just wanted to restock on those. One of the ones that's been super popular, obviously, is the standard old 44 tooth, and they're finally back in stock, but are in limited numbers. So if you do want one, jump on quick.
So when do you think you'll be getting more of them in stock? Can you get them?
I've already ordered them.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because they manufacture to order, like even these ones that I received yesterday, I probably placed that order probably 2 months ago. So obviously it takes George a while to manufacture such a big range, as well as do our order as well as everyone else's. So yeah, it does take a while. So I have placed another order for them, and I'll be loading up on 44s because they've been scarce for a while. So.
Very cool.
Yeah. Moving right along, we've also had from Answer. We've had Answer whole shot hubs in for a fair while in Mini, Expert and Pro in colours, but they've always been in a set. They did bring out the rear disc hub just not that long ago. So that's the rear disc hub that they brought out, but you could buy that, but you could never buy the front hub on its own. So now what they've done is they've brought out the front hub in 28 hole or 36 hole, so in an Expert or a Pro. So we carry those individually now, as well as the front 20mm hub, which is hollowed out. It is beefy, but it's actually machined out. I think we've covered that before. But yeah, so you can get you could only get the front hub in a 20mm, but now we can buy them individually in the 28 hole or 36 hole fronts. So now you can just mix and match as you like, and we carry the range, and we still carry the sets, but these are only in black. So the colours are in the pairs, non-disc. So yeah, just another little added range from Answer that are all in stock. So if you're interested, they're there. And that empties me out, I think. Thanks everyone for watching. Let's eat.
See ya.
Stay safe out there and we'll talk soon. Cheers.
Just realised